Welcome to the Tradex Foods 3-Minute Market Insight. Here's the seafood news for Monday, January 20th, 2014. NOAA has recently confirmed the change of the scientific name of walleye or Alaskan pollock. Pollock has been reclassified as a cod based on extensive genetic studies that examined the number of species and evolution of cods. The studies conclusively determined pollock is an evolutionary lineage that included Pacific, Atlantic, and Greenland cod. As a point of interest, it was noted that pollock was more closely related to Atlantic cod than to other cod species. Walleye pollock will now bear the name Gadus chalcogrammus. What does this mean to the seafood industry as far as labeling, marketing, and species identification? According to Maggie Mooney-seus, communications officer for NOAA and the Office of Law Enforcement, it is correct to label product pollock and incorrect to label the product cod. Pollock packaging at this point can still show either Latin name on the packaging, but must show the common name as pollock. It is likely that this will be challenged as pollock is now clearly a Gadus species. The annual International Pacific Halibut Commission meeting concluded on January 17th, where negotiations for quota were held. After the quota discussions, recommendations of up to a 21% cut in quota were tabled, and the IPHC announced a 2014 total allowable catch of 27.515 million pounds. This is roughly an 11.2% reduction in the quota for Alaska, British Columbia, Washington State, and California. A reduction in quota and low inventory levels will make for an interesting start to the 2014 halibut fishery, which is scheduled to start March 7th and conclude on November 7th. The IPHC and Alaska journalist Molly Disher were live tweeting the meeting under the hashtag IPHC2014AM, with up-to-the-minute catch limit decisions and photos of presentation slides. Over the last few years, we have noticed a dramatic increase in social media engagement in the seafood industry. 2014 will be a very exciting year for social media and the seafood industry as more companies continue to utilize this platform. Look out for new and exciting ways that Tradex Foods and industry will be using social media in 2014. And finally, this week, effective January 1st, there are new regulations governing the export of goods to China. The China Certification and Accreditation Association, along with the Chinese Import and Quarantine Service, have mandated all seafood products entering China from the USA are processed at USDC-inspected and approved establishments. Previous regulations required only inspection of goods prior to export and the issuance of a health certificate. The new regulations require the certification of both the processor and the products. The policy change has caused sales for hundreds of thousands of pounds of salmon sold to China to be canceled as the fish were processed at non-FDA approved plants. Even if processors register for USDC audit, the product will remain ineligible for export as USDC approval is not retroactive to the point of production. In coming weeks, inventories of chum and pink salmon may show up in the domestic market. Another trickle-down effect we'll see the North American market is a reduction in supply from China of finished goods for pink and chum salmon cut from USA raw material. Processors in China have been steadily increasing prices for the portions and fillets cut from USA raw material as 2013 harvest was lower than expected. With supply being further limited by the policy change, it is certain Chinese processors will react by limiting supply and pushing prices up. What a week it has been in the seafood industry. Thank you for joining me for this Tradex Foods 3-Minute Market Insight. This is Robert Reierson. Buy smart and eat more seafood.